hope you're ready. This is going to be exciting.
Here we go, career starts up, we go. Green flag is out and we're underway.
Just a few laps into this. Oh, the 37's getting loose. Oh, and he saves it. Oh, they're going 3 wide.
We've got a 5-way fight for the win of this race coming to 4 laps to go. He's gonna win it here in spectacular fashion.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Welcome back to another week of GOAT Locker Racing and another week of the Alexander PC's ARCA West Series. After 2 weeks of action, the drivers are going to take on a very different challenge tonight at the repaved Rockingham. I'm Sky Shrek. I'm joined up in the booth tonight by producer Bradley Cooper, and we are getting ready for 80 laps of a full field at this historic racetrack. Bradley, tell us a little bit about Rockingham and why it's so special.
Well, Rockingham, of course, was special before this, but it's a track that, you know, it has history. It's got character. It's not like anywhere else. And when you come here, you're thinking, okay, I'm going to race it like everywhere else. It's just in between that 1.5 mile intermediate, you know, D-shaped oval, and then it's kind of got that Phoenix back and tri-oval. So very unique setup, 22 degrees of banking, and with the repave, which it really needed, it should be a little bit smoother out here. We should see drivers be able to pass and set up some long runs. I think the tire fall off is going to be pretty minimal.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see too much of that tonight at Rockingham. Should be a pretty even race, really across the board when it comes to tire wear, and no one should be blowing through that rubber very quickly. As qualifying wraps up, we'll be able to get you down to the starting grid here in just a few seconds as we get ready to go. We'll take a look at our point standings real quick as the drivers hit the grid. You've got Mark Whitley, Brandon Wallace, Sean Kaiser, Trevor Dyer, Christian Angel. Currently your top 5 in the Pro Series, all separated by only 6 points, followed by Jake Ellingson, Jake Ham, Barry Stevens, Travis Gilbert, and Riley Marabello.
Let's take you trackside now and get that grid up on the screen for ARCA West and ARCA East. Here we go.
All right, winning your Jam Printing and Promotions Pole Award is that 92 car of Riley Marabello. Since forming in 2013, Jam has contributed printing and promotional sponsorships to more than 60 local nonprofits, with a primary focus on organizations that assist veterans, women, and children. They've been with Goat Locker Racing since the very beginning. Local and veteran certified, when they do well, they do good in the community, and that's Riley Marabello winning that Jam Printing and Promotions Pole Award this week. Mark Whitley will start on his outside in P2. Sean Kaiser rolls off third tonight in the 46 car. Skylar Daly in the 22 in fourth. Brandon Wallace in the 99 car goes from P5 on the inside of Christian Angel in the 79. The 96 car of Bobby Bender goes from P7. Barry Stevens in the 28 will be on the outside of row 4, and the last 2 cars in your top 10 are Dave Calvert Sr. in the 90 and Trevor Dyer in the 64.
David Calvert's going to start in 11th position with Thaddeus Friel Jr. in 12th. 13th position, Jacob Ellingson, row number 7 with Dawson Delaney, going to start in the 82 and 14th. And then 15th with Jared Green. Joshua Thornton is going to start in 16th. 17th, Peg Leg Phelps is going to start there with Okie Montgomery in 18th. In the top 20, Josh Harbour, Noah Hogarth in the 158.
Starting back from there in 21st tonight, you've got Ashton Acero Nolan on the inside of the 441 of Chris Bargetzi. Daniel Parks in the 71 starts from 23rd next to Michael Mokin in the 70. Kevin Price, Armando Melgoza make up row number 13 tonight. And then in 27th, you've got the 022 of Nick Trussell on the inside of the 43 of Brock Price. Last 3 cars on your field will be the 68 of Darren Price, the 69 of Larry Poling, and the 62 of Douglas Macedo. Pace cars on the back straightaway here as we get ready to go. You've got 4 tire sets available for 80 laps around Rockingham, but I doubt we're going to need them. 65% fuel, 2 green-white checkers, and 1 faster pair available if these drivers need it. As we get ready to go, we have some penalties from last week for EOLs. That's going to go to Nick Trussell, Thaddeus Friel, Macedo, Price, and Christian Angel. As the pace car pulls in off turn 4, we're going to hit the restart zone, and we're green here at Rockingham.
Already problems in the middle of the field. 82's around. Right out of the backstretch.
That was a big one there. You've got several cars wrecked all over the back straightaway, and that is going to bring out the caution only about halfway through lap 1 here. We'll take a look at what brought out that yellow. 82 car turned around there early, and it all just kind of spiraled from there. It was Dawson Delaney in the 82 getting that tag off the corner from the 25 car back there of Joshua Thornton. He got Jake Ellingson, and it all spiraled out of control from there.
I think the 82 lifted out of the throttle a little bit here. I think it was intentional by Thornton, but it was just a sudden checkup. The 82 thought he was going to hit the wall. Nonetheless, it involves 6 or 7 cars right out of the gate. We hadn't even really completed a lap yet. But you look at Marabello and a few of these others that are up towards the front. This is kind of different than what we saw at the previous 2 races we've done, Sky, where a lot of the pro drivers were mixed through this field, and it seems like most of the pro drivers are starting towards the front this time around.
Yeah, those pro drivers are in the pro class for a reason, so we typically expect them to start a little bit further up the field. Drivers like Riley Marabello trying to make up some points after, I don't believe he was in the previous race, so this would be a bit of a comeback run for him and get himself closer to that overall playoff when this is all said and done. As we continue to pace here, AM leader right now, Skylar Daly in the 22, running in 4th. He had a great start, starting in that 4th position, and it got him quite a few spots over Bobby Bender, who runs back in 8th, the next car in that AM class. Race control says that that accident is under review, and we'll see who ends up getting, I would presume, an EOL penalty for that one.
I don't know if you can issue that or if it would be a racing incident. I know lap 1, you never want to see that happen that quickly, but I don't think it was really anybody's fault. I think it was just a misjudgment on the exit of the corner. And again, with the repave, this track's different. So if you did have any experience, regardless if you're pro or in the amateur series here, it's a different place. And Rockingham has already changed tremendously over the years. They've got bumpier and bumpier. Now with this repave, I think that the corner exit in turn 2, maybe even more deceitful. Before, you would kind of sneak up towards that outside wall and kind of get that, I guess we would call it a Darlington stripe, but you would hit that outside wall and snuck up quickly. But now with the repave, I think you get that false sense of security that you didn't have before.
And race control has ruled that one a racing incident, so no penalty is going to be given as a result of that lap 1 contact. Lights on the pace car are off, so we're getting ready to go back green this time around, and it'll be pretty much the same lineup there. No one really got a chance to make any moves up front. It's Marabello and it's Mark Whitley on the front row. We hit the extreme scoring restart zone. Let's try it again on lap 5.
Turn 2. Wow. Into the wall.
Ooh. Couple cars getting into the wall there. Yeah, more than one car. The 28 car, Stevens obviously getting into the wall, and then you saw that, car around, Noah Hogard in the middle of the field. Caution's gonna fly here already. That could have been a lot worse than it was. I'll tell you that.
Single car spin, and I don't even think he went sideways enough to warrant the caution, but it did check the 55. That's a move.
Yeah, extremely optimistic move there from Okie Montgomery to the inside of Noah Hogard. Luckily, I don't think either car ended up sustaining too much damage out of that, so it could have been a lot worse.
And there you see the 3 get into the wall. That's Jarek Reed, and the 158 goes down to avoid it. I don't know that Okie Montgomery necessarily meant to do that, but
he checked up to kind of keep Noah Hogard in front of him there and then got back on the throttle right before the corner.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's
right
a move that we're very early in this race, right? We maybe cut that guy a break and live to fight for the next turn. Now you've got damage, and possibly you're going to end up with an EOL and you get buried in this field. So I think that one maybe you could issue a penalty on.
Yeah, well, that'll be under review, so we will see as we pace here on lap 7. Want to give a shout out to one of our sponsors here at Goat Locker Racing, as it is the Goat Locker Racing Pit Crew program. The GLR Pit Crew program is a monthly giving initiative designed to provide consistent, meaningful support in our fight against PTSD, mental health struggles, and suicide in the veteran and first responder community. When you join, you're not just making a donation, you're becoming part of a team, the team that keeps this mission moving forward. Learn more or join today at goatlockerracing.org, and then when you go on that website, click the Pit Crew banner if you are interested in donating to the Goat Locker Racing Pit Crew. Slates on the pace car will go back out, and we will get ready for a restart here on lap number 9, and I believe these drivers will hope to get at least a couple laps of green flag racing in after those 2 very early yellows. We haven't really seen any racing or any moves happen up the front. It's still Riley Marabello, Mark Whitley on that front row. As you see the track conditions there on the top of your screen, it's a cloudy 67 degrees, track temp 69 degrees. It is a cool one, and that means low track temp plus the repave, you're not really going to see anyone have a lot of tire wear. These tires are going to be in very good shape for basically this whole race, and I don't think we'll see too many pit stops for them.
Combine that, Sky, with the caution after caution. I know I'm starting out with. You cannot have pit stops.
Well, we'll see. Oki Montgomery is going to get the EOL penalty for that caution. He will go to the back of the field. We'll get back green on lap 9. As the pace car is off, we hit the extreme scoring restart zone, and it's a great jump from Riley Marabello. He's way out in front of Mark Whitley. Single file is
sideways.
Yeah, everyone's single file there as we exit turn 2, but Whitley had a bit of a moment, bringing him back to the clutches of that 46 car of Sean Kaiser. We're 3 wide deeper in the field. That was a moment for the 96 car of Bobby Bender. Got loose, got slow as we take our first lap green of the night. Michael Mokin up there on the outside in that 70 car side by side with Borghetti in the 441. He'll get that move done. Seeing some moves on the high side early and seeing quite a few cars struggling with cold tires.
As these tires get warmed up, I have a feeling the bottom will come into this racetrack. With a repave, you typically see the inside line be the fastest around. Because you're not shaving any time off with tire wear, the bottom's where you're going to want to be. However, if you can set the turn up, maybe a late apex, you could get the run down the straightaway, and we're seeing a few people already test that out with the passes on the outside.
Yeah, a couple cars have been able to make that work here in the early going as you see some battles going on a little bit deeper in the field. That's the 80 of Kevin Price. He currently runs in P17 at the moment, running 1 spot ahead of Ashton Acero Nolan, the 42, who's now door-to-door with the 62 of Douglas Macedo in that battle. A little bit further up the pack, you've got 79 car. We're going to check a replay here of what happened to Christian Angel.
He's running back and got into the wall here.
He's running back in 13th at the moment, racing with Borghetti.
It's close.
Ooh, that was close.
Thought he did touch the wall, but looks like Borghetti's going to get away with that one. Let's Christian Angel get by. And this is deep in the field for Angel. I know running 8th right now is not where you typically would expect Angel to be.
Side by side, further up the field, Trevor Dyer, Skylar Daly going at it. That's one pro car with one AM driver, but the pro driver is separated from the rest of the cars in that pack and wants to get up there. Dyer looks like he has the spot, and now the 99 car of Brandon Wallace will look for the move underneath of Skylar Daly. Daly still about a second clear for the lead of the AM class as he falls back to P6 behind Wallace. Side by side a little bit further back behind this too. Bobby Bender starting to slide through the field, racing with Michael Moquin back there in the 70 car. Just outside the top 10, Barry Stevens holding that final position in 10th.
Looking here with Jacob Ellingson at the tail end of this, and the weather changed. So we practiced one way, we practiced another way. Then we set up the session. And wow, is it tight coming off of turn 2. Car in the wall in the background, I think. Might have been Calvert. No, this is a cluster though, back in 9th on the track, 4th.
Whoa, might have been Kevin Price. Kevin Price just had a major moment. Caution's gonna fly for a different accident. Got a couple cars slow on the racetrack. We're gonna figure out what the cause of this one is. Larry Poling is missing the hood, but that was not as a result of what brought out the caution. So we're gonna have
sort
to
out here.
Yeah, I don't believe Kevin Price was caught up in that. We will we'll find out. There was a very close moment, if we can't find the cause of caution, right around when that caution flew for that car of Kevin Price. Here we are looking with Bobby Bender back here. This kind of melee of cars. If anything happened in here. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that was McQuinn in the 70. Going sideways into turn 1, locked it up. check up in front. I think that's what triggered the yellow, but there was so much happening simultaneously with that, Sky. There was a couple other drivers that had issues. I think Kevin Price was involved a little bit in something there.
Yeah,
there was a lot happening.
He kind of got up the track, took a hit from behind, and Douglas Macedo spun Kevin Price around. He kept it out of the wall, ended up taking a big detour through the apron down there, and was right behind that caution when it came out. We will get pit stops here.
Boring is trying to catch up to everything as well, so I've kind of got like an invert on my field, and I'm trying to figure it out exactly what my timing and scoring is.
Your leaders have come down pit road is what happened. Riley Marabello, Mark Whitley, and it's like a lot of cars back there from about 13th on back on the overall grid have come down for 4 tires. Brandon Wallace, Barry Stevens, Jake Ellingson, and I believe Michael Moquin is in the pro class. This and Josh Harbor are making debuts, so we're not too sure on the class standings which one Moquin and Harbor are being classified in, but we'll try to figure that out for you by the end of the night. Douglas Macedo sits 6th. He's currently the shown leader of the AM class. And everyone back to about Riley Marabello in 12th. Stayed out, except for Joshua Thornton, who I think took fuel only, riding in 11th.
So we got a handful of cars that stayed out. Up here in the front, Brandon Wallace, Barry Stevens, Jake Ellingson had pit during the last caution before we had that slight green flag run. Like I said, tire wear, not as much of a factor. I kind of like this call. I think Brandon Wallace put him in a good spot here. And I see no reason that the 99 and the 28 can't hold him off, at least for a few laps.
Well, Michael Moquin is going to drop out of this lead group anyway, as he has been giving the EOL penalty for cause of caution and will fall to the back of the field. So a brand new look on the front row with some cars staying out. The 99 of Brandon Wallace, the 28 of Barry Stevens will be your front row. As the pace car pulls in, we hit the extreme scoring restart zone, and it's another great jump for the control car on the inside. Brandon Wallace is off like a shot.
Coming off of turn 2 in the background here.
We are incredibly synced up on that as, caution's gonna fly before we get this 3 wide sorted out. It is Joshua Thornton backwards, and it looks like a couple other cars spun out as well. It might actually be 2 separate wrecks. It kind of starts with Joshua Thornton and then just spirals. You're gonna see the 25 car here. He's got the 68 up outside of him. That's Darren Price. Darren Price is going to smack the wall. He comes back across the track, tags the 25 car, and then as everybody tries to avoid the spinning 25, you get sort of a wreck in the background with Dave Calvert coming up the track and hitting the 43 car. It's a big hit for the 25 of Thornton, and then there's Dave Calvert into the wall.
Avoid it here. I don't think you can pin anything on the 90. Wasn't sure where that car was going to go. But the 25, man, that was heavy contact there.
Yeah, you see that right there. Yep. Woof, that's a big one to the inside wall. He's probably going to have to use the fast repair, I would imagine, as a result of that.
And it's got to be getting frustrating because we've already ticked off, third of this race. And I don't think you've seen anybody's long run speed or what they've practiced for all week. If you were putting in time to this race, you have your ideas of how you're going to control the car, save your tires, or what your approach is overall. You haven't been able to apply any of that. And now it's just coming down to who blinks first on strategy. That's what we're working towards as we approach halfway.
As we get back under caution here tonight, we'd like to thank another one of our Goat Locker Racing partners. That will be Save 22. Save 22 is a 501c3 organization dedicated to preventing suicide among veterans, active duty personnel, and first responders. Their unwavering mission extends to 4 critical pillars: shield, assist, volunteer, and educate or save. We thank Save 22 for their support of veterans and for their support of Goat Locker Racing over the years. As we get ready to get back going, the lights on the pace car are off, and we will have another green flag battle here as no one really pit of the drivers who stayed out. Looks like Riley Marabello has that car running in P8 at the moment on the outside of row 4, so he's jumped up a couple spots, but Brandon Wallace, Barry Stevens still staying out on the racetrack, joined by Ellingson, Harbor, Macedo, Hogard, and Kevin Price as drivers who have not taken tires yet tonight and are still letting it ride. Update on what I mentioned earlier, Michael Moquin is a Pro Class driver tonight, and Josh Harbor is an AM driver. So I believe that pushed Josh Harbor currently in the AM lead back there in that 007 in 4th place. As the pace car pulls in, it's Brandon Wallace and Barry Stevens, and when we hit the extreme scoring restart zone and are back green at Rockingham. Bad start for Stevens.
We're still a couple of laps ahead of ARCA East right now, with Joseph McWhorter leading the Pro Class, Cofield leading the Amateur over there. If you'd like to tune in and check in on that, they are under green as well, as we have another caution. They're going to catch back up to us.
Mark Whitley around in that one. That's a Mark Whitley and Riley Marabello around in that one. So that was right there with those cars who were trying to race back through the field.
And
Marabello might get an EOL here.
There was a little love tap there, Sky.
This was a very optimistic move from Riley Marabello as he tries to get his way back up through the field. Tries to pull it to the middle on the 158 car of Noah Hogard. Not really any room, and it spirals from there. Huge hit for Mark Whitley. Huge hit for Marabello. Two of your front runners, your top two starters in this race with some major damage. And I would believe Marabello is going to get the EOL there, so that is going to be huge for both of those cars. They're going to have to work from the back.
And here's the
poor Noah Hogard. He's having a bad time tonight.
You see a little tap there, though? You see that aftermath?
Let's see.
The 74 knew who caused that. Maybe.
Woo. Marabello not too happy about that one.
Well, and here's the thing. And this goes back to what I said earlier. You got to cut guys a break. We're not at the halfway mark yet. After the halfway mark, I can see this move. If you're outside the top 5 and you're trying to get positions back, I can see it. And right here, we just got going. And it's a patience game. That's probably 90% of racing in general. It's just a patience game. You can be as fast as you want on the racetrack, but if you can't turn a lap, it doesn't matter, and you can't pass cars under yellow. So I think a lot of these guys right now just need to kind of reset their mind on, okay, yeah, we're taking away laps under caution, and it is frustrating, but why is it coming out? Why are we having yellow after yellow? It's because of the same patience that you need to have that you're creating this situation for. So again, on the restarts, I think these guys just need to dial it back a little bit. It's a rescan, it's a new track, and it's hard to get it going. Let's take our time, and maybe, just maybe, we'll see that green race start coming.
And Riley Marabello will be given the EOL penalty there for cause of caution, so that will drop him to the back of the field. Your pole sitter will have 52 laps to go from dead last back to first, and he's going to be joined back there by the second place car, Mark Whitley, also involved in that accident, also trying to drive his way all the way back up through the field after taking the fast repair. And I believe Noah Hogard, after already taking the fast repair, has called it quits for the night. As it's Brandon Wallace and Jake Ellingson now on the front row. Good move for that 27 car to get himself up as we enter the extreme scoring restart zone once again. Will Wallace have another great jump? Looks like it. He's off, and we're green at Rockingham.
Another big jump and another 3 wide.
That was gonna say, that's like the fourth restart in a row we started talking at the same time as we had a car in the wall right there. It's the 80 of Price. Car still getting into it. Price is gonna tag the 007 and go around in front of the field, and that'll stack everybody up. There's still no caution. Now there is. And we're only now wrecking.
We're gonna pit.
Yeah, Calvert has gone down into the pits there.
The 80, I thought they had it. I thought they saved it, and then the yellow flies, then we wreck.
That was a, I don't know if I've seen one like that before. That was a weird one.
It was almost through Wi-Fi here, where I think our brains are synced up here. We're definitely on the same Wi-Fi down the backstretch. Damn.
Tried it and then ended up collecting Calvert there. Calvert had it saved and ended up going around there.
And thankfully, the 80 car was to the inside. I think the 41 ends up in the inside wall of Calvert. He's probably thankful the 80 car was there. The Price.
That'll be another caution on the night. We'll see if anyone has cause of caution for the EOL there. I would guess it is the 80 of Kevin Price, but we will wait for race control to make a judgment on that as you see him just kind of spear the back of Josh Harbor and end up in some major trouble. So we are back under caution on lap 31 of this race. We'll take a quick commercial break and we'll be back for the restart. Stay tuned.
Superior quality, ultimate protection, and the highest level of craftsmanship. We make our gloves for the hard worker that wakes up every morning and gives 110%. You deserve the highest quality protective gear that's going to work for you, day in, day out. We know it can be tough deciding what companies to trust for your hard-earned money. It's all in our name. We've mastered our craft to help you master yours. We make our gloves rugged, durable, and designed for you. Whatever the job is, we have you covered. We are your glove station.
A thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. InVets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. InVets can help you find the community with the career opportunities, housing, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about InVets, visit us at invets.org today.
We are back here on V-Speed, and we just had a pass for the lead as we came back. Jake Ellingson to the inside of Brandon Wallace there through turns 3 and 4. Grabbed that lead away. He's going to lead his first lap of the night here at Rockingham. As a couple cars back behind him go side by side. That's Barry Stevens running in P4. Trevor Dyer is going to smack the wall on the outside, and Christian Angel dives low to avoid in that 79 car. Trying to make that inside work, and the caution flies once again. Michael Moquin is around. That is not his fault. Some might say it might be Mark Whitney's fault, depending on what racing control decides there.
Moquin on the outside, he's going to get contact just in front. I don't think Whitley touched him.
It looks like he might have gotten a little. We can take another look at that there. Oh, he got some help for sure, but he was trying to check up to avoid the optimistic move from Ashton Acero Nolan up the racetrack, door Josh Harbor into the wall.
Oh, yeah.
And he checks up. Whitley doesn't check up. That sends him around. We had dual EOLs. Oh, it's all gone wrong for Josh Harbor, because not only did he get put in the fence, but Josh Harbor also just got penalized for a restart violation and is going to have to serve a drive-through when we do go back green. It was black flags for Dave Calvert and Kevin Price on that last caution. They both got EOLs.
Restart back far enough for the restart violation here.
Yeah, it's all gone wrong for Josh Harbor. He was starting in P6 on this outside lane. I wonder if this would have been a lane change. That tends to be the majority of restart violations that we see here in Goat Locker. Excuse me, starting back in 8th on row 4. Watch him come to the line here. He's got Christian Angel inside of him. I wonder if that played any sort of role in this. And he's laying back, he's laying back, he's laying back. He's still laying back. Where's he gonna go? Oh yeah, that's gonna be a lane change on Josh Harbor for jumping out of line before the start-finish line.
Yeah, gotta stay in line with the car in front of you. And it maybe, you know, something that not the car in front of him was gonna check up and then peek into the right side, and then the car cuts down. But at the same time, you gotta stay tucked in. And when you're lagging back that far, Sky, trying to get an advantage, maybe get a little jump, you gotta time it right though. You gotta hide it better than that.
Yeah, we will get ready to get back underway here on lap 38 out of 80 in the ARCA West Series at Rockingham, just shy of halfway here in this one right now. You mentioned how ARCA East was doing. They've made it all the way to lap 51. They got, looks like McWhorter leading in that pro class, Mark Cofield leading in the AM class over there. So some good racing underway in ARCA East. If you are interested in any of the drivers running in that one, as Jake Ellingson and Sean Kaiser will lead us back to the green flag. Looks like everybody has pit for tires at some point, with the sole exception of Jake Ellingson. Some cars just came down on this last caution, including Brandon Wallace. Kaiser and Ellingson will take us to the extreme scoring restart zone. Ellingson with a good jump, and we're green at Rockingham.
Actually have a green flag pit stops in ARCA East right now. I saw a car coming down pit road, so they've had a long enough run that they're considering fuel for the end of this race. Big run here for Sean Kaiser on the outside of turn 2. He's going to look to the inside of Ellingson. No run yet.
Kaiser on the newer tires. Ellingson on the oldest rubber in the field. Hasn't pit for tires yet, but with how cold this track is, it might still end up working out for him. The sun is coming out, but it hasn't heated up yet, so the track temp is still low. The tires are still cool, and there's still not that much wear on the 27 of Jake Ellingson, and that's what's allowing him to hold off this 46 of Kaiser in the hard-charging car of Trevor Dyer in the 64 right behind him. You've got Christian Angel now taking a peek to the inside. At the same time, Dyer takes a peek to the inside. Angel will be the one who gets the move to stick, but they both slide up the road and both lose a little bit of time.
Skylar Daly leading the AM class right now. 5th on the racetrack, top spot. The 22 has had a good week last week with a victory. Looking to do it again.
Yeah, Skylar Daly looking to get it done up there from the lead of the AM class as he continues to run. And caution is going to fly. It is, oh, we've got a pretty big one here in turn 1. Joshua Thornton has some heavy damage in the 25. This is going to start with yet another optimistic move tonight. This time it is Nick Trussell in the 022. 25
in the aftermath of it. We'll back this up a little bit more. You're going to see the 022 take a move to the inside that maybe just wasn't clear.
Yeah, just a little. I mean, it might have worked if he was further to the bottom, but he was just too high up the racetrack there. Caught Thaddeus Friel. That tagged Thornton. That tagged Douglas Macedo. And that was a nasty hit for the 82 of Dawson Delaney, who came speeding in there. Bobby Bender took a hit to the wall as well.
96 just brushes the wall. Could have been a lot worse there for Bender. That sets us up for another yellow, and on a race recap, 8 cautions, 3 lead changes just past the halfway mark, and you're seeing cars blood down pit road in the background.
Now there's a lot of cars coming in. Looks like some cars with some major damage. Is that still Dawson Delaney running without a hood back there? I believe it is. He picked up some heavy damage in that accident, and he does not have a faster pair left, so that might be the end of the night or the end of any hope of a good finish for Dawson Delaney in this one. A lot of cars coming down here. Brandon Wallace, Barry Stevens, Macedo, Price, Melgoza all came down last caution. You've got everybody else coming down this caution. That includes Mark Whitley. That includes Riley Marabello, who's into the pits here as well. Looks like Jake Ellingson has also come down under this yellow, along with Trevor Dyer. Your top 7 cars are all cars who have stayed out for more than 10 laps now. You've got Kaiser, Angel, Daly, Parks, Bargetzi, and Acero Nolan, who all pit on lap 19. And then you've got David Calvert kind of on his own program, who pit on lap 30.
There's a different mindset now in this race. You pass the halfway mark, so we were already seeing optimistic moves. I think you're going to see even more of that now that we've got pro drivers strung out across all of this. You've got Harbor, who's deep in this field. You've got a few cars. Riley Marabello is all the way back, 16th on the track. And then Sean Gaser, who stayed out, he's got probably a good 4-second gap through this field back to those drivers. So you're going to see some probably Hail Marys going into the corner.
EOL has been given to the 022 of Nick Trussell for his role in that accident, and he will have to drop all the way to the rear of the field. As we get ready to go back green, time is finally starting to run out here at Rockingham. Only 35 to go for these drivers, as it's Sean Kaiser, Christian Angel in your top 2, Skylar Daly, Daniel Parks, Chris Bargetzi, 3 AM drivers. The rest of your top 5 will slip down to the extreme scoring restart zone, and we're green once again at Rockingham.
Good match there on the speed for that launch. That's the first time I think we've seen a car on the outside handle the restart, but the 46 gets the advantage off of turn 2.
And it can be really hard to pass here without even the tires are through so much of the field. A little bit of a mess back here around the Armando Melgoza area, but everyone seems to have sorted that one out, as they're still single file up at the front of the field, racing tight behind them. This is the 99 of Brandon Wallace, currently running just outside the top 5 in P7. Oh, big hit behind him. We're wrecking back here. Maybe no caution for Douglas Macedo, but there's another car in the wall that was not involved in this wreck. And that is Jake Ellingson, totaled.
Heavy hit to the outside wall. I don't know if he had help, but that was
he had a lot of help. You'll see it on the replay.
Just missed it there at the corner of my eye, but 64. There it is.
Trevor Dyer up the road and into Jake Ellingson there, and that sends that car hard into the outside wall. See if he gets a faster there, because if he doesn't, he's in trouble. He does! So Jake Ellingson, if he can get that car back around to the pits, should stay on the lead lap, but he's not going to have a lot of time to get it back up to the front of the field. The incident I was watching was the 62 of Douglas Macedo, who took quite a shot there, knocked the entire front end off the car, but the green flag still stayed out. This is going to happen where Ashton Acero Nolan is in front of him. Acero Nolan is going to clip the wall. He's going to come down the racetrack and make major contact with Macedo. He makes heavy contact with Mark Whitley as well down here, and saves it. Doesn't end up taking anybody else out, but that is going to be a lot of damage from the 62. He also does have a faster pair, so he should be fine.
He almost got turned by the 92 after that. Marabello ran into the back of him.
It is a race of attrition here tonight in the Goat Locker Racing ARCA West Series. As we are going to thank another one of our partners here in Goat Locker Racing. That is the title sponsor, Alexander PCs. Alexander PCs is a custom and gaming PC builder who have been building and modding systems since 2002. They are veteran owned and operated and a family business, and all of the team members, support, and production are US based. All desktop PCs come with an industry best lifetime limited warranty and service guarantee. Work, play, conquer, Alexander PCs, and we thank them for being the title sponsor of the ARCA series and a partner of Goat Locker Racing. Lights on the pace car are out once again. What do you think we're going to see on this restart, Bradley?
We've seen it all race. Gutsy calls, optimistic moves. I don't see that happening or actually, taming down anytime soon. So I think Sean Kaser is in a good spot with Christian Angel on the outside. I think we're going to see another well-timed restart side by side into turn 1, but the 79 car, we're talking about hundredths of a second there. In the blink of an eye, you gotta match that speed on the outside if you're going to want to clear into turn 2.
Douglas Macedo stayed out on that caution with a lot of damage. I am interested in seeing how that car drives without a hood on it. Trevor Dyer is going to get the EOL penalty for cause of caution there, so a driver who's been running up in the top 5 will go to the rear. Pace car will pull in. It's Angel and Kaiser, and we're back green here at Rockingham. And it's a great jump for Christian Angel on the outside. He gets clear, and he's your new leader.
Saw the last time, and I don't see any restart violation for the 79 car. Just timed it perfectly, got the car to hook up, will take over the top spot, and that's an excellent move. It's hard to pass, and
caution is out.
That's exactly what I was about to say. When the yellow is out, it's hard to pass. Now he's the command car.
Man, Joshua Thornton is having a bad time tonight.
Yes.
This was not his fault. He has been involved in, I think this is maybe 3 now, and he is just going to have the 68 car of Darren Price use his rear bumper as a brake. That's a big hit. Oh! Came down the track there and caught another car. Was that Dyer, maybe? Yes, it was. Trevor Dyer with some pretty big contact as a result of that as well, trying to recover from his EOL.
I know iRacing has come a long way, but when you watch this automatic detachment of the nose piece here, it's like it caught up to him, and then it fell off. Sorry, I'm finding ways to amuse myself.
Like that one scene from Cars. I don't know what scene from Cars I'm thinking of, but I'm thinking of a scene from Cars where Tow Mater's bumper does that.
He knows my name, Fred. That's what you're talking about.
Both of those cars involved in that have used their EOLs, so this not going to be a good rest of the night for Thornton if he's able to get that car back out on the racetrack, and we are going to have, per race control, a single file restart to try to get some laps under green.
Looking over at ARCA East. It's Arcus leading. They're on replay right now, I believe. Might be a little bit behind, so I'm going to double check that. But yes, it's Jamie Barkus in the top spot under caution here with about 10 to go when they go back green.
How about Andrew Carnes leading the AM class in that race right now as well. Some talent in that field as we are getting ready to go. I'd like to thank another one of our Goat Locker Racing partners at Above the Yellow Line. You can check out Above the Yellow Line kind of everywhere on social media or at AboveTheYellowLine.com, and they've got everything for you over there. They are another one of our Goat Locker Racing partners, and we thank them for their support. As we get ready to get back rolling here, the lights on the pace car are off, but it will be a single file restart. The EOL has been given to Darren Price in the 68 as we get ready to roll. It'll be Christian Angel up front having a pretty big advantage now as he was leading when we switched to the single file restart here. Sean Kaiser, Skylar Daly, David Calvert, Brandon Wallace, the rest of your top 5 at the moment. It is, looks like the top 3 all pit 35 laps to go. Everybody else has pit more recently. Pace car is in, we hit the extreme scoring restart zone, and we're green at Rockingham.
Did we see the end of it though? Move to the inside by Marbello. It's around Bargetzi. So pro drivers getting by, starting to close it back up here in the top 10. Or sideways, that's Whitley.
And more contact with Marabello for Mark Whitley. That'll bring out the caution as he comes back up the track.
Wow.
And that is once again your 2 front row starters getting some major contact with each other there.
And Whitley not get destroyed there.
I couldn't tell you. It was a great evasive maneuver by Thaddeus Friel. He kind of junked his own car to do the evasive maneuver. But it was a great evasive maneuver. Yeah.
And yeah, just let off. Oh, wow. This guy's got like 360 telemetry or something to know to do that. He was destroyed. If he locks this car down, he intended to at the start and let off the throttle or let off the brake and hit the throttle.
It was Chris Bargetzi he got down into on the inside there as Marabello kind of had that initial contact with Mark Whitley that sent him around in the first place. Marabello, I think he might get away with this one. He's up in P7 right now, but that might be the end of Mark Whitley's chances of grabbing a win tonight in the ARCA West Division and repeating from his win last week at Texas.
Yeah, this isn't Marabello's fault, in my opinion. He moves up. And again, it's heads up driving there by Whitley. Almost got it from the outside instead. But I'll give credit where it's due. You know, you get pushed back up the track, the 41 rides the nose, and just in time. It's incredible. And his teammate up here in the lead.
Yeah, we are back under yellow on lap 57 out of 80 tonight here in the Alexander PC's ARCA West Series. As we get ready to get back rolling here, hopefully very shortly to continue the race. It will be, I believe, another single file restart here for Christian Angel up in front of the field. EOL has just been given to Michael Moquin. I am unsure.
Restart violation?
We'll look back at that. No, that was for incident responsibility. Was there something we missed, potentially? Oh, maybe there was. No, he was just kind of behind that. Well, we'll see what... I'm not sure what that's for. Jake Ellingson was also around. Okay, We'll take a look back at this later because we're getting ready to go back green. I'm not... Ellingson tags us back. I'm
not sure.
I'm not sure. That was well before the cause of caution there. But that is going to be an EOL for Michael Moquin, and we'll get ready to get back rolling for Christian Angel in the restart zone. 22 to go at Rockingham. We are already stacking it back up in the mid-pack again.
It's a single file resource, I think, right now. And you can't lean change. They have to stay there before we start finish line.
We're getting single file or double file, excuse me, pretty quickly back here in this field. Riley Marabello has jumped up to the outside there in P7, trying to drive his way around. That is Barry Stevens in the 28 car. Oh, Marabello, hold on. Doored Barry Stevens out of the way. He'll get the spot, but I don't think the 28 is going to be too happy.
A couple times tonight. Here's a run off of turn 4. Gonna get to the inside. Send it. Got it.
Doored him right up the road there. I don't think his 28's going to get back to him. Mirabello has a lot of speed in that car, and he's now up the inside of the 99 car of Brandon Wallace here looking for that position. P5 overall, P3 in the Pro class. He'll get that done pretty easily right here if he can manage to get clear. Not quite. Side by side for the lead, though, with Christian Angel and Sean Kaiser up here at the front of the pack. Kaiser challenging the 79 car of Angel, and he has it there off the corner, but Angel's going to fight back with the better momentum that he is afforded by being on the high side. Battles all throughout this front group here. Some great racing right now at Rockingham as Kaiser digs for every last inch on this bottom. He'll lead the lap right there, but he is far from clear, and Angel has the advantage into the corner.
Mirabello moving up through here, 22 into the wall, and that's going to change maybe the lead for the AM class as the 41 of Calvert gets to the outside.
Kaiser is cleared for the lead of the Pro class. Calvert to the outside of the wounded car of Skylar Daly. Major contact after hitting the wall, and David Calvert will get cleared for the lead of the AM class. He'll take over P5 on the racetrack, and Daly is just going to spend these next 16 laps holding on if we don't get a yellow. Lot of damage on that car.
Yeah, but we're working on a yellow here. I have a feeling that some of these guys have been impatient all race long. I don't mean to do it, but I'm watching cars tag the wall all over this racetrack.
Hey, Mark Whitley is moving. He's back up in 7th. He's now to the bumper of Skylar Daly, not letting that accident slow him down at all as they'll try to dive it up the inside of that injured Skylar Daly car here. He'll take P6. 2 positions in 1 lap for Mark Whitley. He's not out of this thing yet. One more caution. He might be there.
Back to Bobby Bender, who just hit the wall. Just caught up for position, and it looks like Montgomery going to pass for 3rd.
Okie Montgomery up to 3rd in the AM class right now. Looks like 9th overall on the racetrack for the driver of that 55 car. As Daly is still there in 2nd. He's got Barry Stevens in this battle as well. Mirabello into the fence. He was trying to chase down Christian Angel, who has been rapidly slipping back. That 46 of Sean Kaiser, who is set off into the sunset. But Mirabello on 25-lap-old tires, or 25-lap newer tires than these cars, still struggling, still in the wall.
Yeah, I think it was the dirty air off of that corner. When you see an opportunity, and we've seen aggression from Mirabello all race long, it's difficult not to get ahead of yourself. You still have to make the end of that corner, but you have a big run here off of 4. Let's see what you can do with it.
Let's see Riley Mirabello, your pole sitter tonight. We haven't seen him up at the front of the field since very early on. He's made a couple aggressive moves here to try to get himself back up the field. Has to back out of that one as Christian Angel slams the door, and he'll take a huge lunge into the corner there. Is he going to make it stick? Kind of. He's not going to slow up that much on exit. Could have been a lot worse there for the driver of that 92 car, as we are getting the 10 laps to go next time around, and Riley Mirabello is hungry for his first win of the season, but he's in the wall again.
Yeah, turn 2 has been kind of the Achilles heel of all of this field here tonight, but dirty air, it gets even worse. David Calvert took over the lead after the mistake. The 22 of Skylar Daly hit that exact same spot as Henry is back to 8th, 2nd position, but you have Montgomery trying it again on the inside. It looks like we'll clear here and Lisa Calvert to Bobby Bender.
To get some side-by-side racing, this single-file restart finally working to get us some good battles right now as Bender will slide through. Trevor Dyer on the recovery drive from that late EOL penalty will slide through into P10 as well, as Skylar Daly with that major damage to the right front of the car after the wall hit you saw a few laps ago has just been plummeting through the field ever since. As 62 car a little loose back there. It's Macedo getting into it.
Macedo got loose there off of turn 4, and as Michael Wilkman went by, Christopher Hensing is also racing Josh Hunter, or Harbert rather, and got around the 007 position. Battle still here in front. Price, Daniel Parks, 43 into the wall. Price bounces off. It's going to lose a spot. Jake Allen goes by.
battle for 5th now as David Calvert, the leader in the AM class by 4 whole seconds, is going to be challenged by Mark Whitley in the 74 down on the inside. Whitley makes that move look easy, completes the pass pretty quickly there. It was not on your iRacing, but on my iRacing, there was just a giant piece of front fender on the back straightaway. I'm not sure who that came off of. Oh, I see who it came off of. I think it's Kevin Price.
I was saying is that 41 isn't going to make that pass. He has no reason to battle Mark Whitley as there's a car in the wall. That's the 81 still. Or 80 rather.
Oh, there was a moment about 2 laps ago where he and Douglas Macedo. Oh, we have a car flipped over. 2 cars flipped over. 99 of Brandon Wallace is on his roof. Wow. Wow. I'm not really sure what to say about that one. Sean Kaiser gets wrecked from the lead by Douglas Macedo, the lap car. Huh. Kaiser goes for a ride, spins it back up the road, ends up taking out Marabello as well. Marabello gets, like, kind of sideways up on the wall there, like Casey Kane at Bristol. And then the 99 car ends up tagging Kaiser and rolling over. That's like the entire top 5 involved.
That's the entirety of the pro cars, minus Christian Angel and Mark Whitley.
Mark Whitley got in that one as well. Wow. We were watching the replay there trying to find Kevin Price completely losing the front end of that car. Also in an accident with Douglas Macedo in the 62. And Macedo ended up doing that. Was a very bad 3 laps for Douglas Macedo.
Check with Brandon Wallace here.
I didn't know you could flip at Rockingham. That's crazy.
This is what you do with a Jello roll.
Oof.
And again, I know that these guys are wanting to win. I understand it. Competition, you don't want to lose. But if you're outside looking in, your race is done. Be aware of the surroundings.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one. Douglas Macedo is going to get an EOL. He arguably could have gotten 2 there because he took Kevin Price out of the race about 3 laps prior, which is why we missed that one live because we were trying to see the replay of what happened to Kevin Price. Yeah. Lights on the pace car will go out as we will get back to going with 2 to go. This will not be an overtime. This will be a natural 2 to go finish. It'll be Christian Angel, Mark Whitley, and David Calvert, your top 3. Calvert up there doing a great job in the AM class with Bobby Bender, Trevor Dyer, 4th and 5th. The survivors of that accident. It's really shaking up everything because now Christian Angel is going to be your leader and Mark Whitley in the 74 is going to be hot on his tail. David Calvert at a 4-second lead for the AM class. Not anymore. Bobby Bender will try to take him down. Extreme scoring restart zone. 2 to go. War green at Rockingham.
And the 007 Harbor made a mistake there on that restart and just coming back.
We head down the back straightaway. It's Mark Whitley. It's Christian Angel 1 and 2. Calvert continues to lead over Bobby Bender, who's slipping back in the pro class. He's got Dyer up the inside. And as we take the glove station white flag, Calvert looks clear for the lead of the AM class. But the pro class is far from decided. Mark Whitley still on the tail of Christian Angel as Daniel Parks wrecks deeper in the field. Whitley right behind Angel down the back straightaway. He's got one more shot at this. Can he make a run at it? Doesn't look like he's going to get there. Off turn 4. He's right on his tail. Move to the inside. Is Mark Whitley going to get it done? No. Christian Angel wins at Rockingham.
500 hundredths of a second across the line there for Christian Angel. Whitley with a damaged car. I mean, how many times did we say Whitley was left for dead? This race was over with, and Whitley still found a way, whether it was his doing or circumstance.
David Calvert grabs the win in the AM class, holds on to P3 overall there. Great finish for the driver of the 41 car tonight, making it work on 50 lap older tires, but Christian Angel made it work on 61 lap old tires. Pit just once, and it works out. He grabs the win here tonight. We are going to take a... Hey, there we go. We're saying the same thing again. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have interviews and results. Stay tuned.
Superior quality, ultimate protection, and the highest level of craftsmanship. We make our gloves for the hard worker that wakes up every morning and gives 110%. You deserve the highest quality protective gear that's going to work for you, day in, day out. We know it can be tough deciding what companies to trust for your hard-earned money. It's all in our name. We've mastered our craft to help you master yours. We make our gloves rugged, durable, and designed for you. Whatever the job is, we have you covered. We are your glove station.
A thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. InVets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. InVets can help you find the community with the career opportunities, housing, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about InVets, visit us at invets.org today.
JS Racing. We're in the game.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
We are back here in the Alexander PC's ARCA West Series at Rockingham Speedway, and we're going to take a look at your finishing results before we get into interviews with your winners. Winning your pro class tonight, Christian Angel Mark Whitley is in second. Trevor Dyer, Jake Ellingson is in 4th in the back. From there, you've got Barry Stevens, Sean Kaiser, Michael Moquin, Brandon Wallace, and Riley Marabello. After a promising start, did not take the checkered.
Yeah, that's a shame there for Sean Kaiser. He deserved probably a top 3 at the very least, and I thought the 46 was going to run away with this thing. Didn't look like Christian Angel had anything for him.
And we'll take a look at the AM class. Now your AM winner tonight, David Calvert in the 41, finishes ahead of Bobby Bender, Chris Bargetzi, Skylar Daly, Dave Calvert Sr., Brock Price, Nick Trussell, Thaddeus Friel Jr., Chuck Feltz, and Okie Montgomery, your top 10.
Then you go back to 11th spot with Joshua Thornton. Daniel Park's going to finish in 12th. Armando Melgoza is going to finish in 13th with Douglas Macedo. Some controversy there at the tail end of that race with the 46 in the pro class. Then you have 15th position with Ashton Nolan going to finish there in 15th. 16th, Kevin Price. Darren Price going to finish 17th. Dawson Delaney in 18th. 19th, Larry Poling, Noah Hogard, and then Jerry Green will finish out your field in the AM class.
And we'll get straight into interviews here. We'll call up your race winner into the booth. That is the 79 car of Christian Angel. Christian, how you doing?
Doing good, boys. How are we doing, man? What a race.
Yeah, good win tonight. How's it feel, man?
Dude, it feels so good to beat Mark. You know, being his teammate, I've learned a lot from Mark from like 2 years now. So yeah, I've learned a lot from him, and he's really helped me improve my racecraft and to become a better driver. So being able to, get a win, especially over him, it feels really good, just to be able to beat a driver of his caliber.
Walk me through the last, I would say, 2 restarts there, because that was some hectic racing for you at the end, and then that big crash happened, and then you barely held off Mark across the line.
I mean, man, I was running on the same lap of tires I took on lap 18. So I knew it just with how many cautions we had, I was like, there's no point in me pitting. Just try to keep clean air on the car and hopefully get up to the front. And the way I'm able to save tires, especially here, I've seen a lot of people really pushing it. So I figured if I could save my tires enough and us not running enough laps, I'd be able to win it there. But those last 2 restarts, man, especially that last one against Mark, I knew I just had to get a jump. I figured Mark would probably anticipate me to go early, so I went late there knowing that and hoping that would give me the advantage. And it gave me just enough clean air to be able to hold him off there for those last 2 laps and get the win ultimately.
All right. Anyone you have to thank tonight?
Yeah, let me go ahead and thank all the amazing sponsors that make this possible for all of us over here at Goat Locker and allowing, the broadcast and everything like that. Lincoln Tech, Save 22, Alexander PCs for sponsoring the ARCA League, the Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs, InVets, and Above the Yellow Line, all amazing sponsors that make all this possible. And also shout out to Harpoon Design, Brantley, painting the cars for me and Mark, putting us out here in all these leagues to be able to race and put on incredible finishes for, people and just be able to race in amazing leagues. And my spotter, Daryl. And also, last but not least, my amazing friend, Vector. Vector, that one's for you, baby.
All right. Congrats on the win tonight, Christian Angel.
Thank you, man. Y'all have a great night. Woo!
You too. And we're now going to send it over to Bradley, who is standing by with our AM winner tonight, David Calvert.
Yeah, I'm standing by with it. David, I got to say, it was never a give me when you were in the AM class. There was a lot of lead changes back there. I know that our side of things doesn't quite do it justice. There was probably 8-9 lead changes there. And with the strategy, everyone continuously adapting to what was kind of caution plagued. But once you found your way around Skylar Daly, put that pressure on the 22 car, it was smooth sailing.
Yeah, it was a good race. I hate it for all the cautions. I kind of wish we got more stretched out. But it was, I felt good. I didn't feel uncomfortable whatsoever. It was just kind of hard to settle in after just so many caution flags. I was kind of happy to see it go single file. But
yeah. We had the single file restarts, which kind of shaped up the field. It seemed like it did help a lot, but that still creates a scenario. You've got a lot of pro cars that are racing past you to get back up there into the top 10. And then you're in a situation where I'm not going to race these guys. It's really hard to pick and choose. And as a driver, instinctively, you want to battle, you want to protect your position. And how do you decipher that as you go through this race?
Well, I knew that Whitley had a lot fresher tires, and he's just every week he's just super fast. So I didn't really just necessarily let him by, but once he kind of had that inside line, it was just better for me just to kind of let him set sail. And truthfully, I was kind of hoping the two of them up front would wreck each other, and I just whiz on by him. I wasn't going to lift, that's for sure.
You find your way to victory lane. Congratulations on this third race of the season. Still a lot of racing left to go, but David Calvert, who do you have to shout out for putting this car on the top spot in the M class?
Well, first and foremost, Jesus gets everything. He's the things we wake up every day for. Every day's a miracle. I'm glad he's saved me, and I hope he saves everyone. So he gets first and foremost. And then, just the sponsors, that's kind of, I've been running this for a couple years now. And the sponsors like Lincoln Tech, Save 22, Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs, Above the Yellow Line, Alexander PC, V-Speed, Cruising Classics, they've all been so good and kind of sticking with us and making sure all this runs good. So it's great to keep having them on board. And we sure do appreciate them.
We appreciate you coming up here and talking to us from Victory Lane. David Calvert, first win of the season here. As we go on to next week at Atlanta, we'll see you then.
I appreciate it. Y'all guys have a good night.
There's your winner. Oh, I did it again. I've done that a couple times here where I've moved guys. I'm used to dropping down 2 spots there in the other series that I run. So I apologize to Daniel and Eddie where I moved David Calvert just now, but that's just a muscle memory thing.
Well, that'll be the end of our coverage here tonight from Rockingham in the Alexander PC's ARCA West Series. But next week, we will be heading to Atlanta. How about that one, Bradley? Check. I'm being shown that it is Echo Park Speedway, so it is New Atlanta for that race. Thank you all so much for watching tonight on V-Speed, and for Bradley up here in the booth with me, and for everyone at both V-Speed and Goat Locker Racing. We'll see you back at the same time next week. Have a great night.